AVC, it is Old Metal Rocker 65 here. I have a collections video coming here of Blue Oyster Cult, of course, one of my favorite bands of all time. Try to get this adjusted a little bit. There we go, I think that should work. Anyway, so yeah, we're doing a collections video of the great Blue Oyster Cult. I've actually seen them about 5 times. First time I ever saw them was in 1976 in Fargo, North Dakota at the Showlander Pavilion. It was in the middle of summer. It must have been either late July, early August. It was supposed to be Dakota Jam 3, I believe, or was it 4? Anyway, one of them two. But anyway, bad weather was moving in, and so they moved it from outside to inside, and of course that day it was like miserably hot, humid, muggy, and of course you fit 10,000, 15,000 people in the show, if they can hold that much, in the Showlander Pavilion, and it got even worse. But I tell you what, Blue Oyster Cult put on a fantastic show. It was a laser show as well, and wow. Anyway, I'm going to start off with that DVD. In fact, it was this tour, in fact, that I saw them on. 1976, of course, classic lineup: Eric Bloom, Alan Lanier, Joe Bouchard, Albert Bouchard, and Buck Dharma, of course. Just fantastic stuff, of course. This was one of the first DVDs I ever bought of Blue Oyster Cult. And we're going to continue on with this DVD, A Long Day's Night. This was recorded in 76, in fact June 21st of 1976 at the Chicago Navy Pier. And this DVD has, let's see, what is it? Let me check. I'm almost positive. Let's see here. Last Days of May. One of my all-time favorite Blue Oyster Cult tracks. But this is the only format that Last Days of May is on. It's not on the CD, it's not on the album at all. I don't know if there's a cassette of this, but yeah, this is a fantastic concert. I mean, this version of Last Days of May on this is absolutely phenomenal. Buck Dharma really shines on this, especially middle to almost the end. His guitar, man, is just screaming. It's just great. But anyway, great one here. And then I have this one here. It is the 45th anniversary of Live in London from Blue Oyster Cult. This is a Blu-ray. And, but also a great concert. Usually most of all the Blue Oyster Cult concerts I've seen, they've always done the last days of May. In fact, recently I saw them about 3 years ago at Dakota Magic. So anyway, great one there. And then we have this is the only cassette I have, Blue Oyster Cult, kind of a, what's called On Flames with Rock and Roll. But I've had this for years, ever since it first came out. I think it was probably back in the early 90s, I believe. Yeah. When I was getting sober, and I had a cassette player where I was getting sober at, so I was able to listen to music. I had my own bedroom, I should say, so it was pretty quiet for me in there. So I'd go buy cassettes when I could afford it, and one of these was Blue Oyster Cult. I've had it ever since. So now the CDs, but let me get a drink here. First up, they used to be called Soft White Underbelly. I don't have any material from that group. I wish I did, but I don't. Uh, but I do have the CD of the Stock Forest Group, which was their second name of their band here, Saint Cecilia and the Electra Recordings. And there's actually a track on here that was later down the road, like many years, a name of an album, which I'll show you here. But very early, very raw. Of course, it has Eric Bloom, Albert Bouchard, Alan Lanier, Donald, which is Buck Dharma, and Andrew Winters. So Joe came in after, but the Stock Forest Group. So I have that on cassette or CD. And then we get into where it became Blue Oyster Cult. Now, I probably don't have every... I think I thought I had almost every studio CD, but I'm close. If not, well, I don't. But anyway, self-titled one. Now, they all say the debut is probably their best, in which I agree, 100%. Or a lot of bands' debuts are probably their pinnacle album starting out. I was a little bit different on their debut. I mean, a lot of great songs on here, but I didn't. It's not one of my all-time favorite Blue Oyster Cults, but it has some great tracks. Trans Maya Con MC. Then came The Last Days of May, Stairway to the Stars, Before the Kiss, A Red Cap, and a bunch of other stuff. But not as solid as the next one I'll show you, which this one and this one came out, what was it? Originally, I'm going to say, this is probably 1971. Right in that area. I believe that's what it was. Anyway, then came album number 2, Blue Oyster Cult, Secret Treaties. And this is all digitally remastered. I've had this for years. And the trilogy here, the third of the opening trilogy that marks Blue Oyster Cult's black and white period. Secret Treaties confirms the band's mastery of opposing forces, But Secret Treaties, great album. This, of course, has bonus tracks on it. But to me, this is metal, in my opinion. Early metal. But to others, probably just hard rock. But, I mean, some of these tracks, Dominance and Submission, one of my favorite tracks. Me 262, how it leads from dominance and submission right into Me 262. I mean, it just flows perfect. Astronomy, last track. But yeah, great album. 74 this came out, so that other Blue Oyster Cult, I think it was probably about 73, 72. 72. And then we had Tyranny Mutations. I mean, Secret Treaties and Tyranny Mutations to me are back-to-back, two of the greatest back-to-back albums in history of hard rock metal, in my opinion. I mean, there's not one bad track on here. Even the bonus tracks are awesome. I mean, The Red and the Black, OD'd on Life Itself, Hot Rails to Hell, 7 Screaming Disbusters. That's on the black side, and then on the red side, it is Baby Ice Dogs, Wings Wedded Down, Teen Archer, Mistress of the Salmon Salt. Classic. Great song. I just watched the video of that the other day. And but anyways, I had to wear the VOC. Of course, behind me are some of my shirts. I don't know if you can see them all. But this one right behind me, I just got the other day. Just won it on an auction from King Foley. Very cool shirt. In fact, I've gotten this one. I actually got from him too. Okay, then we have Then we have the live On Your Feet or On Your Knees from 75. And that's when I seen them in 76, was basically part of this tour. They were probably not quite to the pinnacle of their career, but getting close. I mean, a lot of these, what's on this one, they played live. You know, of course, back then, you know, you had 3 albums, so you had quite a lot to choose from, and not like they do now. So, but yeah, great live album. And then we have probably what really made them big was this one here, Agents of Fortune. And I mean, you're lying to me if you said you did not wear out any of this particular album back in the 70s or the cassette. You're lying to me, because I know people played the hell out of this. Even we did. I mean, keggers, winter parties, river parties, everywhere. We played this a lot. Still do. Well, I don't play it like I used to, but so this is what really broke them out. So, great album here. Yeah, that was from 76. And then we have Spectres from Blue Oyster Cult from 77. Also a great album. And but of course we had let's see, Godzilla was a big track on here, you know, and Are You Ready to Rock, Searching for Celine, The Golden Age of Leather. Not as many big hits as Agents of Fortune, you know, but still a solid album in my opinion. And then we have from 78, Some Enchanted Evening. On CBS. And of course this has Astronomy, Kick Out the Jams, Godzilla, you know, it's a, I believe this is live, I'm almost sure this is a live one, but you know, not a very many, but still a good album for live VOC. And then we have from 79, Mirrors from Blue Oyster Cult. They kind of dropped off as far as their popularity was concerned, because they didn't have the hits, you know, but you know, I think most bands go through that, or they, you know, they just lose writing great songs and stuff, even though a lot of these are good, great songs, somewhat, you know, but you know, this is kind of where they kind of went backwards a little bit, but from 79, Mirrors. And then we have from 83, Revolution by Night. This had Shooting Shark on there, one of their top tracks off of this one. I thought there was another one on here. Might have been Field of Thunder maybe, but this came out in 83. You know, they're still plugging along. And then, to me, this was their second comeback. Well, yeah, probably their second comeback, and what a fantastic album. This thing just absolutely rips. Excuse me. And playing in the background, we got Blue Oyster Cult and Heaven Forbid. Fantastic. I mean, Harvest Moon, See You in Black, X-Ray Eyes, Damaged, Hammerback. I mean, just a classic, great album from 98. So, you know, and I got other albums I'll show you that did come out from between the last one and then this Heaven Forbid, you know, compilations and stuff and so forth, but fantastic. I play this a lot. And then, up until a couple years ago, this was their last studio album. Not really hailed as one of their best, but this is from 2000. What was it? 2001 on CMC International comes Curse of the Hidden Mirror. And of course, I mentioned earlier when we started off the video about Stock Forest Group, well, one of the tracks was, and is the name of an album here. There's some good tracks on here. Dance on Stilts, One Step Ahead of the Devil, Eye of a Hurricane, Out of Darkness, you know. Still a solid album from Blue Oyster Cult, you know. And then we got this powerhouse here. Four years back already. I'm going to be almost 5 now here, but it's been that long already. 5 years coming up. Of course, Blue Oyster Cult Symbols. I mean, this blew a lot of people's minds when this came out. It was that good. I mean, I read a lot of great reviews. I seen a lot of videos saying how good this was, even for other video fanatics. But yeah, I mean, great album. And of course, I'm trying to think of Richie Castellano. Really added a lot of songwriting, music, lyrics into this album. You know, he actually does a couple tracks where he's singing on this. I mean, he added a lot to this group. You know, it still has the mainstays of Eric Bloom, Buck Dharma, and I think even I thought one of the Bouchard brothers came back for maybe a reunion, but I can't remember. But anyway, this is on Frontier's fantastic album. Check it out if you haven't gotten it. And then we have, I showed the DVD of A Long Day's Night. Like I said, this does not have the last days of May on it whatsoever. You know, I'm sure they didn't want to put I don't know why they didn't. There was only one other song, but anyway. Have that, and then we're going to get into some compilations, you know, songs, you know, with early tracks, older tracks, you know. But, of course, we get Blue Oyster Cult Revisited. And that live one, I forgot to say, that was from 2002, I think I mentioned that on the DVD. But we got this Blue Oyster Cult Revisited here. If I see random ones I don't have, I usually pick them up. This is from 96. And then I think this was a Best Buy. And Career of Evil, the Metal Years. Absolutely. Of course, I mentioned that about Secret Treaties and Tyranny Mutation. 2 back-to-back metal albums, in my opinion. You know, and it's got a lot of the tracks from them, too, on this one. I've never seen this on vinyl, though. Yeah, it came out in 90 on CBS, and then we have, I've had this for a long time. I don't ever see, I think I know one other person that has, who showed this to me. This is a, what is it, a 3D set, I believe? Two CD set. Anyway, this is Blue Oyster Cult's Workshop of the Telescopes. And yeah, I've had this ever since I bought it. I'm almost sure I bought it at Best Buy in Moorhead, '95. You know, I've had this a long time. And then we have, of course, On Flame with Rock and Roll. I believe I showed that on the Sirius. So I have the cassette as well, and I do have the CD. Sony Music. Probably a $5 buy at a gas station. And then I have the best of Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper, from '83. And then we have from '81 and '83, Tales of the Psychic Wars. Double live album, 25 tracks, recorded in '81 in New York and Pasadena in '83. You guys should check out Lazarus channel. He just did, I think, a 5-video set of what he has for Blue Oyster Cult. Check it out. Fantastic. Fantastic collection he has. I don't have nearly that, but I'm proud of what I have too. So anyway, back to her. We have Blue Oyster Cult 2 CD set. Again, a lot of the early stuff. This came out, what was it, '99. And then we have Don't Fear the Reaper from '97. A lot of their classic stuff as well on this. And then the last CD I'm showing you, it will be this one, and I have a little box set. This is Blue Oyster Cult, Bad Channels, OST, excuse me. But this came out, what was it, 2008, I picked this up. There's a lot of Blue Oyster Cult stuff out there. And then I picked up this a number of years back, and it was a decent price. And so I picked up this Blue Oyster Cult, the Columbia Albums collection in the box set. I think Scott Waters has this. I'm not sure if Steve has it or not. I think there's one other. We might have showed this. I can't remember, but I thought there were 3 or 4 people that had this. And it's all their first 8 album, or the early stuff. The rarities, or it has Tyranny, Mutation, On Your Feet, On Your Knees, Agents of Fortune, Spectres, I'm Enchanted, Fire. I did have Fire of Unknown Origin in the CDs, and Revolution by Night. I thought I had it, but maybe it's in my truck. I think it is. But anyway, it's a nice little set. I mean, it shows there, it has the booklet, it tells you about it all, it has like identical covers, and actually a fairly nice slipcase. A lot of the other ones I see are so cheap, there ain't much to these, but anyway. And then there's, what is it? I think there was a rare one in here. Yeah, rarities, which I think, there's actually 2. Anyway, with the set you get these rarities. First one here, some rare stuff. And then you also get the best of the broadcasts for Blue Oyster Cult. So I think you can only get these in the set, unless by chance they were released individually. I don't know. I haven't really looked for them, but anyway, nice little box set. So if you got any comments, guys, leave them below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and you'll get updated things on new videos I have. And this is part 1 of the Blue Oyster Cult Collections video for Outdoor Metal Rocker 65. So we'll see you in part 2, and take care, everybody, and rock on.